I've always been skeptical of urban legends. Ghost stories were fun for sleepovers, but real? Never. That changed the night I found the Reflection House. It started when I was driving late on a back road after visiting a friend in the countryside. I took a wrong turn, or maybe the road was meant to be taken, and stumbled upon a house completely isolated, shrouded in mist. Its windows glowed with an unnatural yellow light, though no cars were around. There was a sign, worn and barely legible. Visitors welcome. After midnight. Curiosity got the better of me. I parked my car and walked toward the door. It was unlocked. Inside, the air was thick, almost sweet, like rotten honey. The furniture was outdated, Victorian style with cracked upholstery and dusty chandeliers. Yet everything was spotless. Too clean. A mirror in the hallway caught my attention. I noticed something odd. My reflection didn't move exactly the way I did. When I reached out a hand, it hesitated, like it was calculating before following. I laughed nervously, chalking it up to exhaustion. The house seemed endless. Rooms branched into corridors that didn't exist on the layout I'd seen outside. One room was filled entirely with clocks, each ticking at a slightly different speed. Another had dozens of paintings. The people in them weren't painted, though. Their eyes followed me, and some seemed to blink. I tried to leave. The front door slammed shut. The windows, no matter how many I tried, reflected only walls. Every exit led back to the same hallway with the mirror. My reflection smiled at me now, though I wasn't smiling. I found a journal on a table. It was filled with entries from people who had come before me. The first lines all read, "The mirror watches, and it waits. The house isn't empty. It learns." The handwriting grew messier, frantic, pages torn or soaked with something dark. Then the whispers started. Soft at first, barely audible, saying my name, mocking me. Then louder. They came from behind the walls, from the floor, from the mirrors themselves. I covered my ears, but they penetrated anyway. I remembered a note in the journal. Do not look at the reflection when it blinks. It will try to step out. I tried to close my eyes, but the mirror forced me to watch. I swear I saw my reflection move closer on its own, leaning over the frame, smiling wider. And then it did something impossible. It lifted a hand, and mine followed, though I hadn't moved. I ran through the house, doors opening and closing around me, rooms stretching infinitely. Each time I thought I found an exit, a new mirror appeared, showing me in places I hadn't been yet, with expressions I hadn't made. Fear twisted me, made me question every memory of myself. Finally, I stumbled into a grand room. The ceiling was impossibly high, and hundreds of mirrors lined the walls. I could see countless versions of myself, each frozen mid-action, each staring with empty eyes. Then I noticed something horrifying. One of the reflections wasn't mimicking me. It was alive. It was moving independently, and it was smiling with a face I didn't recognize. I screamed, tried breaking the mirrors. They didn't shatter, just rippled like water, distorting my reflection further. The figure advanced toward me, slowly, deliberately. Behind it, the reflections of previous visitors stared, their mouths opening silently, warning me, pleading. I backed up and tripped. My head hit the floor. When I opened my eyes, the room was empty. The house looked abandoned. Dust on the floor, cobwebs hanging from the ceiling. Even the glow from the windows was gone. Relief washed over me until I saw the small mirror propped against the wall. In it, I wasn't alone. My reflection was smiling, but this time, it didn't mimic me. It stepped forward, and then, as I ran toward the exit, I realized something. The front door was gone, replaced by another mirror, and behind it, hundreds of reflections waited. I woke up in my own bed that morning, sunlight streaming through the window. For a moment, relief washed over me. It was just a dream. I told myself, shaking off the remnants of the nightmare. But then I noticed something. The wind was still, yet the curtains were moving, slightly, as if something was brushing against them on the other side. And when I turned to look there, grinning back at me from the wardrobe mirror, was the face from the painting, the one that wasn't painted. It wasn't me. I don't know what happened next because I passed out. I guess the stress got to me. I must have hit my head pretty hard during the fall. The doctor said so. He also said I should rest, keep a low profile for a while and get more sleep. Easier said than done when your bedroom is a nightmare landscape and every reflective surface feels like a portal to another dimension. Here's the thing about me. I don't believe in ghosts. I never did. Now, I'm not saying I believe in interdimensional beings that prey on your deepest fears, but maybe anything's possible. Maybe reality is more fluid than we think. Who knows? I do know that since that day, I haven't slept a full night. And the things I've seen, well, they're not supposed to be seen. I'll never forget the feeling of helplessness, of being trapped in a labyrinth of glass and smiles, of running and running but never escaping. It's like being inside a computer game gone wrong. Only this isn't a game. This place is real. Or was. The house may be gone, but its legacy lives on in my nightmares.